Hello, good evening, good evening, good evening. Hello, everyone. This is Chelselia Cookie Payne. I am the founder of Pain and Glory Incorporated and also of Epitome Coaching, Empowerment Coaching. I'm excited to come to you guys this evening. It's been a few days since I've had the opportunity to kind of get on Periscope and share some things with you guys, but I wanted to share just a little bit about the painful and the painful process when giving birth to your vision, the painful but necessary stages and the process when it comes to birthing your vision. I have some things that's written down here that I'm going to be looking at and sharing with you guys on tonight because if you are familiar, you don't even have to have had a child before to know that there's a process to giving birth, natural birth, giving birth to a baby. There's a process to it. There are trimesters and there are stages and there are things that we encounter during the birthing process. And so there's just as it is true when giving birth to a natural human being, so it is in that giving birth to your vision. And there are a few things that I just kind of want to go over with you, just to kind of let you know it is worth it. It is worth it. Just as when a woman gives birth, when a husband and wife are bringing forth their first, second, third, or 12th child, whatever, it's an exciting process. It's an exciting time because they know that even through all the challenges, something wonderful is coming forward, something that they together made happen. And they'll get to see that beautiful thing that they came together to make come to pass. And so the same is true when you're talking about bringing forth, birthing, giving birth to your vision. There's something inside of you that is bursting to come out. There's a dream, a goal, an idea, an invention, a book that is inside of you, a film, a movie, a documentary, a blog, a newsletter, a movement, there's something inside you that people need. People need what you have. No one is here on this earth that does not have something to offer someone else. It's true. Whether from the youngest child to the eldest adult, there's something that everyone has to offer. So let me get back to, like I said, I have some notes over here that you'll see me looking over here from time to time. I have some notes about the whole birthing process. And I'm going to correlate it. You're going to see how I'm going to tie together the natural birth and then the birth of your actual vision, because it's in you. Your vision, purpose, destiny is wrapped up in you. It is tied to you. It is umbilically connected to you. And now is the time to bring it forth. I personally, as I told you a moment ago, there are stages of being pregnant and in the whole birthing process. I personally have been pregnant 4 times. And I'm going to quickly kind of share with you how those 4 instances tie into your actual birthing of your vision. Because not all pregnancies go as we want them to. And I'm speaking, and please note that I'm speaking of a dual connotation here. I'm talking about natural and your vision. I'm talking about both. Not all pregnancies go as you plan. And as I said, I've been pregnant 4 times. I have 2 living children. Let me not get ahead of myself. Let me kind of break down some things for you so that I can share with you the stages of pregnancy and birth and how your vision itself is attached to you and carries your DNA and someone else needs it, no matter how it comes forth. My first pregnancy, I was terrified terrified. Terrified. This is my first child, never been pregnant before, just kind of, oh my gosh, and I was young. I was just, oh my gosh, I think I was 20. I don't know how I forgot that, but I was 20. And this was new to me. So now, mind you, just as you, with your vision and your idea and your goal, this is new to you. This is something you've seen countless other people do it and be successful at it. But now this is your time now, and now it's new to you. So here you are. You are having to do something you've seen countless other people do, but it's all on you now. So my first pregnancy, I was, as I said, I was young, and I had at that time a niece and a nephew. I'd seen my sisters have their children, and everything was going as planned for them, or had gone, because they had already given birth. Everything had gone as planned for them, but not so for me. Not so for me. My first child came early. Here's the downside of having your dream or your goal or your vision come early, or you jump ahead of the plan and design of God for it to come to pass. Some things are are beyond your control. True enough. But here's the downside of when things come too early. And that is, with my first child, as you know, a full-term pregnancy is 9 months. He came when I was only 6 months pregnant. He came 3 months early. And so everything was emergency, everything was rush, everything was got to put this in place, this in place, this in place, this in place to ensure that life is sustained. And a lot of times that's what's happening with our dreams and our vision, because we feel like, well, it's January 1st. I've got to get this out. I've got to make this happen because it's the beginning of the year, and I've got to get this done. And if I don't, I have somehow failed. And so you're trying to do to keep and make things happen in a rushed manner, trying to sustain the life of your vision. And so with that, my son was born prematurely, as I said a moment ago, and what was expected to happen didn't happen. And let me tell you what I mean by that. What they expected to happen was, for me and him to pass away during delivery. That's something to hear or to know when you're in a time that should be the happiest time, that there are people that are expecting you and your vision to die. I'll let you kind of think about that. When you have put all that you know and done all that you know that you think is right, taking the classes, taking the courses, done your research, and you've done what you thought was right, and then you get to where you have launched that, you released that book, or you launched that business, or you did this or you did that, only to find out that it wasn't quite the right timing, and that there were people that were waiting for you and your dream to proverbially die. And so it was with my first son, that because of what was going on in our health, they expected us to perish then. Needless to say, I'm not a hologram. I'm still here. And he didn't pass away. He actually lived for 6 months. And a lot of times that's how it is with our dreams and our goals. Just because it came out of timing doesn't mean that its purpose and its reason for coming to pass doesn't get fulfilled. It doesn't mean that at all, because if you have a vision, a goal, a dream, an idea, you can still build from that, and people can still be blessed from whatever it is, whatever steps that you've taken. My son, even though he passed away when he was 6 months old, I still had the opportunity to hold him, do things with him, and because of him, I actually received Christ in my life. Because of him. Because of him. So if nothing else, his purpose was fulfilled in that instance. So then my second pregnancy. First one was premature. Premature goal, premature launching, premature access. Okay? Second child came exactly 1 year and 1 day later. My son was born September 26, 1988. My daughter was born September 27, 1989. I make that distinction because just because something doesn't happen in the timing that you expect it to happen, don't give up. Timing is everything. I did not plan on having a second child. As a matter of fact, I planned on not having any more children after the traumatic experience that I had. And a lot of times that's what happens to a lot of people. They're traumatized by what they perceive as a failure in their first trial, their first shot out of the gate. And so they give up and they feel like they have failed at what they have attempted to do. But not so. Not so. What you've attempted and what you have been gifted to do will come to pass. So 1 year, 1 day later, I'm back in the hospital, and there is absolutely no complications. Everything is as planned. I did no epidural, none of that. Completely natural, healthy, beautiful, bouncing baby girl. Just awesome. Completely different than the first go round. Second go round, I did things differently. First go round, no one really knows why the first one came prematurely. But the second go round, I made sure I put into place systems that I could do all that I could on my end to ensure that no, this won't happen again. I went from everything from studying, reading, getting as much information as I could, as much knowledge as I could. I journaled everything. I took note of everything that was going on, and I changed my eating habits and my exercise. I wanted to make sure that this time I did something different. So it is with your vision and your goal. What didn't work for you the first time and what did work for you the first time you started out, use those. Use what did work and use what didn't work. Okay, you realize that this worked well. Let me tweak this, move this, and grow this. And then what didn't work well, you use that as a platform to understand this is not the route to go in this particular way. So there I was, baby number 2, and completely no issues, no complications, and everything was well. Everything was well. And because of that birth, other people's lives have been touched. So it is with your vision, your goal, your dream, your aspiration. Because of you not giving up, because of you sticking in there and not saying, I'm done with it, I can't, this is not for me, I can't do this anymore, then because of that, you're not giving up. Other lives can and will be touched, changed, moved, because there's something. Remember I said a moment ago, everybody needs something, and you have the something that somebody else needs. So, fast forwarding, I told you earlier there were 4 pregnancies. Pregnancy number 3, everything's going well. Life is good. I know what to do. I've had 1 pregnancy that came prematurely, 1 pregnancy that was full term and awesome. Here I am at the 3rd one, married, all is well, things are going good, and all of a sudden I go to have just a regular doctor's visit, and he tells me there's no life. No life. But I know I'm pregnant. I know that there's something in me. There just not long ago, we were excited about, this new addition. It's coming. And then you get told there's no life. And a lot of times that's what happens with our dreams, when we start really honing in on our dreams and we start focusing in, and then we get distracted. We get distracted by, this has to be done like this, or I don't have the time, or the all-seeing, all-knowing, all-inclusive excuse of I don't have enough money. So then it gets neglected. And because you think it's running on autopilot, or you think that all is well, only to find out it's not producing. You stopped producing. Whatever was supposed to be doing, whatever it was supposed to do, stopped. You took your eyes off of the goal, the prize, the intent. You weren't as intense and intentional as you once were, because a lot of times you listened to other people. The voices of other people told you what you could and couldn't accomplish, or you looked at, I don't have enough money, or you perceived that, or I don't have enough time, or I'm not doing this right, or whatever it was or is that gets you off of your game caused a miscarriage of your dream. So there you had a viable living organism that was doing something. You were moving forward. You were doing it. You were up at night. You couldn't even sleep because you're so excited about this thing, this idea, this concept, this whatever it is. And then you lost sight of it. You allowed things to get in the way, and then you realized that you were carrying something that no longer had life. So then I come to the fourth one. The fourth and last pregnancy for me was my son. My son is now 12. My son, my pregnancy with him was great. Delivery, not like with his sister. I didn't, with my daughter, I had no epidural. I had pretty much barely any pain meds, like really just natural. I did Lamaze training. I had took the Lamaze classes and did the whole breathing thing with Alexis, my daughter. Not so much with my son. I tried to call back all those those classes and try to remember the classes that I had taken, and it was working for a while. I didn't get a refresher. I didn't replenish my information. I had to call upon information that was old and tried to use old information for the new baby. So here I am 14 years later, between the two pregnancies, trying to call upon old information for a new baby. And it worked for a minute. For a minute, I didn't have any pain meds for quite a while. No, nothing. Just, breathing, doing the whole Lamaze thing as best I could remember, because I was working off old information. But it got too intense for me, and I had to get the epidural. So it is with our vision. There's so much information that's always continuing to update. There's always information that is new and fresh. I don't care if you're a hairstylist or a brick mason. There's something new about whatever it is that you do. Whatever it is, whether you are a writer, an artist, a musician, whether you are, whatever it is, whether you are the best seamstress there is, or whether you are the baddest singer, there are always updates, and a lot of it is free, accessible. There is the internet. The internet has everything. If you can think of it, it's probably on YouTube. There are classes, courses, information, webinars, seminars, organizations. There's information out there, but so many times we operate on old information because we think we already have that. Okay, I got that, I understand that. But did you know that technology has changed such that things have changed? And so you just, yeah, Penny, I'm telling you, there's so much that changes. And so we're operating off old information. And so that's how it was for me when I had my son. I was doing well. I did well. Even the doctors complimented me on how far I had gotten with nothing, no anything. But again, I was operating off old information. And sure enough, requested the epidural. Here's the problem, though. Here's the problem. I requested the epidural, got the epidural, but my son came before the epidural took place. So here I was with numbed legs, and the baby's already here. Think of that as in correlation to your vision. You've already set up shop. You've already got people inquiring. You got people going to your website. Your vision is already here. People are hearing about it. People are seeing it. And now you're trying to play catch up because now you're getting the information that you should have had well before the people start coming to you. But now you're playing catch up. You're trying to figure out how to put this in place and how to put that in place. But now the epidural is taking place. Now what? Your vision is here. Your baby's delivered. Epidural does you no good. Epidural is doing you no good. So now here you are with your vision. It's here. What are you going to do with it now? What are you going to do with that beautiful idea that you have? What are you going to do with that awesome, beautiful, talented idea that you have? That vision, that purpose, that goal, that ministry, whatever it is that is in you, that is growing, that is moving, that is desirous to be born from you, that somebody out here needs. Someone out here needs my daughter because she is a child care provider. Because of her, these babies are learning. And they're learning in a unique way because she teaches uniquely. If there was no Alexis, there'd be no unique learning. I provided, in a sense, something that was necessary. That's in a human form. What about your vision? What are you producing that somebody needs? What are you producing? What have you shared with someone else that someone else needs? And I'm not saying give away or none of that because, you monetize your gift. That is, come on, you monetize your gift. That's purposeful living. Purposeful living. But what are you doing with it? You have the information. Exactly. You have the information. You have the know-how. You have the resources available to you. There are people you know, not only on the internet, there are people you know who you can shadow, who you can ask questions to, who are not on your level but where you want to be, that you can go to and ask, would you mind having coffee with me? Could I ask you a few questions? They can either say yes or no, but at least you stepped out and tried it. Yes, childbirth is painful. Yes, pregnancy is uncomfortable. But when you have a vision and a goal and a dream inside of you, that thing has got to be born. It's got to come forward. And you are the one to bring it forth. Sure, there are people like me who will be your spiritual, so to speak, midwife, or your coach, your midwife coach to help to bring what's in you out. Sure. And that's what you need. You need mentors and coaches that can help you to bring, because sometimes we have the information, we have lots of things, we have, information, but we don't know how to put it together and make it a valuable package so that we can deliver it. That's where we come in as coaches, mentors, to help you to get to that next step. So listen, I just wanted to stop and kind of share with you the painful but necessary process of childbirth. I am Chelselia Cookie Payne, founder of Pain and Glory Incorporated and of Epitome Coaching. Please feel free to follow us on Facebook at facebook.com. Thank you, darling. Facebook.com/Pain and Glory on social media. You can find us on Instagram and Twitter at Pain and Glory. Also, coming up on the 27th of February, I am hosting a small, intimate gathering of ladies. And it is going to be on the 27th. And if you log on to our website, you'll see it. It's Your Gift Will Make Room for You empowerment workshop. And we're going to actually be utilizing the book written by Steve Harvey, Act Like a Success, Think Like a Success, and other tools that we'll be sharing on that day. So if you're interested, please log on to painandglory.com. Registration is only $45, and I'm telling you, you will be glad that you did. We're going to host monthly empowerment workshops that will cover different topics because we want, if nothing else, 2016 to be the year and not just cliche. Don't want to just say that. That's old and tired. We don't want to just say that 2016 is going to be the year without putting some action behind it. Got to put some action behind it. So listen, go to painandglory.com. That's pain with a Y, PAYNEANDGLORY.com. I look forward to helping you. I look forward to seeing you. I look forward to being in the birthing room with you. God bless.